In Western music, a half step is the distance from one key to the very next key with no key in between. On the piano keyboard, the distance between any two keys, white or black, is a half step. So for example, when you have this white key named C, and if you want to go half step up from the C, you got to go to this black key because they are right next to each other, right? There's no key in between these two keys. So this is going to be a good example of half step. And another half step here between the two white keys, E and F, is already a half step relationship. So this is the smallest interval in Western music. Using only the white keys on the piano, there is a half step here as well between C and B, okay? Because there's no black keys. So between E and F, between B and C, it is half step. Because in piano, we do not have black keys between these two white keys. Hopefully that makes sense. So there's a simple exercise here on page 111, which shows some half steps. So I'm gonna play this piece, little simple exercise where you got some half steps. You start with the fifths, and we got D sharp going to E. So that right here, since between these two keys, there's nothing in between. D sharp is this black key. E is right next to each other to the right. So this will be half step. So we're gonna go half step here and back to fifths, half step, okay? So when you play music, I want you to check every half steps. And here is your right hand, starting with the G, F. Now we get E flat, and I'm gonna cancel the flat by putting natural sign here. I'm right here. So between E flat and E natural, okay, again, the relationship will be half step. So it is a distance from one key to the very next key when there's nothing in between, no keys in between. So we got half step, and we move to the third down here, and okay. So a very simple exercise. I want you to get familiar with half step in your pieces. Here is a piece titled Riverboat Boogie, and here's a boogie bass line I want you to get familiar with first. Here's very low C. This is going to be C2 on your piano keys, okay? We go to D sharp and E and G. So let's just examine this. Four quarter notes, and find out your half step. Here is one. D sharp to E has nothing in between, so that will be a half step, okay? So I'm gonna play a boogie line here, and I'm gonna do another exact same boogie line, creating another half step here between the two notes, G sharp and A. The second one, starting on F. Here's another boogie. Now we're gonna go to G. Starting on G, we go to A sharp, and here we're gonna go half step up, okay? So here's another half step, and we finish on G. So this is a pattern known as a boogie bass line. I want you to practice this with that half steps between the two keys here, here, and here, starting at different keys, C, and F, and G. So I suggest you practice this bass line first, okay? And here's the song based on this boogie bass. Let me play for you. Okay, you probably noticed at the end I had to use my damper pedal for last two measures because there's a pedal marks for that low C. And you're gonna keep holding it because it's a tie, and there's your right hand chord, a little strange color because it is augmented quality. Okay, this triad that you play in the right hand, B flat made of B flat, D, and the F sharp, is called augmented triad, and it's based on the pedal C note, and you're gonna add pedal and add that B flat augmented triad here. So it makes very strange ending. Okay, it looks hard, but it's actually a very simple piece. So practice your boogie bass line as much as you need and get comfortable with this pattern with the half step in it. And your right hand gets a lot of accidentals, as you notice. So make a note of every accidentals. For example, flats. It's better to use finger number that's suggested here, okay? So if I were you, I'll practice my right hand separately, which I'll show you from here. Let's count along and practice with me, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is tie. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. Also tie. And now it starts on flat. And this is a note you gotta play it together. So, question. What is the relationship for these two keys? D and E flat? It's a half step. So we're gonna play them together harmonically, okay? So starts on E flat and seconds together, and there's a natural sign which you must cancel the flat, and here's another half step, G and G flat. So every time you find a half step, why don't you circle it, okay? And oh, I see another one here. And we already know F and E is half step. We already talked about it. So half step here, another half step. So don't forget, you gotta do crossing fingers. 3, 2, 1. Prepare to cross your 3 over 1 and play your E flat, the black key, with your finger number 3. We get natural sign, also tie. Now ending phrase has this interval 6, harmonic 6. Okay, so play them together, and you finish with your B flat on top, and this will be also tie and tie. Okay, so please practice your left hand boogie line, and then add your melody, and make notice of all your flat keys, plaster the finger numbers that's given to you. And I hope you a lot of fun practicing this piece on page 112 for your recordings. Thank you so much for watching.